Overthinking is not a personality trait. It is not who you are. It's a symptom. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it's a symptom of and the only thing that actually ends it. 3 points, let's go. I spent over 20 years building across design, performance, and creative direction, including a parallel career built inside a full career at Armani. I've been in the overthinking loop. I know what breaks it, and I know what it costs when you don't. Before we get into it, ATP Field Notes, articles I write, drop every Tuesday. They're free, they're weekly. It goes deeper on everything we basically cover here. Link is in the description. Now the 3 points. Point number 1, you don't have an information problem. You have a decision problem. You've done the research. You know enough. So why are you still stuck? This is why. You've researched it. You've mapped it out in your head. You've read the articles, listened to the podcasts, maybe talked to people who have done it, and you're still in the same place. Here's the truth. More information won't make you move. It never was. The research feels productive. It feels like progress, but it isn't. It's protection. It's a way of staying close to the idea without ever having to commit to it. You don't need more information. You need a decision. And those two are completely different things. Are you researching or are you hiding? After the 2003 moment when the idea arrived and I knew it was real, I did the responsible thing. I started researching. Bay Area fashion schools, admissions offices, graduate outcomes, job placement. What I got back was vague, in the specific way that only happens when the person giving the answer doesn't have a concrete one. The more information I got, the less clear I felt. I was thinking about it constantly, during every commute, every quiet hour, every moment between tasks. It was getting less clear, not more. The loop wasn't going to end because I found a better answer. No amount of research was going to produce the move, because the move wasn't an information problem. It was a decision problem. And I kept solving the wrong thing. That's exactly what you're doing right now. You're solving an information problem that doesn't exist. The information is already there. The decision isn't. And until you make one, the loop keeps going. The second point, committing to something, anything, stops the overthinking. You're overthinking because you haven't committed to anything yet. The moment you do, it stops. Here's what I mean. Overthinking is what happens when there is no committed decision to stop it. The thinking fills the space where a decision should be. And here's what most driven professionals get wrong about commitment. They think committing means being certain, means picking the right thing, means being locked in permanently. It doesn't. Commitment is not permanent. It is a direction. You can adjust it as you go. You can pivot. What you can't do is build from a maybe. The overthinking doesn't stop when you get smarter. It stops the moment you commit to something real. What would you commit to right now if you knew you could adjust this later? Spring 2003, the idea arrived. I knew it was real. And instead of researching it to death, something shifted. I made one decision. Fast. Parsons School of Design in New York, the best fashion school in the country. If I was going to do this, I was going to do it properly, and only if I got in. That was it. One committed decision. By October, 6 months later, I was on a plane to New York for my admissions interview at Parsons. No more circling, no more research loops, no more what ifs. The decision made all of that irrelevant because there was now something real to move toward. Here's what I need you to understand about that decision. I wasn't certain it was right. I wasn't certain I'd get in. I wasn't certain of anything except that I was done waiting for certainty to show up first. And that one fast committed decision, Parsons, led to Armani 18 months later, which led to a decade of global creative direction, which made traveling the world possible, which made InMotu possible, which made everything that followed possible. All of it traces back to the one decision I didn't overthink. Had I kept researching, I'd have stayed in California. I mean, Armani never happens. In Motu never happens. The whole trajectory of my life changes because I chose to commit instead of circle. That is what overthinking costs you. Not just time, the whole trajectory. The third point, what does a real decision look like? Most people think they've made a decision. They haven't. Here's the difference. Most driven professionals think they've made a decision when they haven't. They've made an intention, a vague direction, a someday commitment. That's not a decision. That's a maybe with good intentions. A real decision is attached to something you could actually verify, not a feeling, not when the time feels right. Something that either happens or it doesn't. And when it does, the next move is obvious. Vague intentions don't stop the overthinking. Real decisions do. The difference between the two is the difference between circling and building. Which one are you actually doing right now? Here's what that looked like for me. Parsons, and only if I get in. That's a real decision, not a feeling. Not when I feel ready. Something that either happens or it doesn't. And when it does, the next move is obvious. Apply. Get on the plane, show up. Most driven professionals are sitting on something that sounds like a decision but isn't. I'll start when the time is right. I'll move on it when things settle down. I'll commit when I feel more ready. Those are not decisions. Those are ways of staying exactly where you are while telling yourself you're moving. Here's a test. One question, and you're going to know the answer before I finish asking it. Can you write your decision in one sentence? Does it have something concrete attached to it? Something that either happens or it doesn't? Does it have one clear next step? If the answer to any of those is no, you haven't made a decision yet. You've made a plan to make a decision. And that gap right there is where the overthinking lives. Close the gap, write the sentence, make the decision real. Now, an action item. Here's one thing to do this week. Write this one sentence down on paper. I am going to commit to blank, name the thing, and my first real move is blank. Name that specific next step. That's it. Not a plan, not a maybe. One sentence, a real thing and a real next step attached to it. Write it down and post it somewhere you'll see every day this week. You don't think your way out of overthinking. You write your way out, so write it down. If what just came up has been sitting unresolved longer than it should, that's what a clarity call is for. It's free, it's 45 minutes. You leave with one clear next step. Link is in the description. I'll love to have a chat with you. You don't have an overthinking problem. You have a commitment problem. The one decision I didn't overthink changed the entire trajectory of my life. Yours is waiting for the same thing. Make the decision.